Oi, stranger! Oi, come, grab whatever spirits wets your whistle and join me by the fire. The name's Billy Rackham, but on the open waters, I'm known as Red Rackham. You seem to have the likes of a seafaring individual about you, or perhaps at least one who wouldn't mind a tale from one. Well, a tale have I to tell. Perchance you'll lend an ear, and its story serve you well. 'Twas some time ago, and then about so I was still a bit of a lubber. 'Twas not long after I had gone on account, but not so grain as I had mind enough to raise anchor after docking by any treasured shore. 'Twas the week afore last of January, upon Snake Isle was I, digging out the treasure of some long-forgotten privateer, when I spies something. Upon's the southern sky, a single sail sung warning. A sloop. I dashed across the island to my red-sailed majesty, the Tusk, faster than a gull with the weather gauge. My sleek ship that had carried me many a leg lay harboured twixt two of the islands. I climbed aboard with my prize and unfurled the canvas. But as I was moving away, I lost sight of the ship in question. Had it gone? Had I misinterpreted? No. It slipped out from behind the island and thereafter began its pursuit. I made course for Plunder Outpost. Perchance I could risk dashing for that greedy old gold order and collect my bounty afore they run me down. But the fates had a twist. Aye, from beneath the swells appeared a skeletal vessel, with a devil in its sails and hell in its guns. My pursuer became the pursued. Yet my hunter did not yield its chase, at least for a time. For many minutes did this engagement last, but eventually the rogues were distracted away in defence of their ship. I made landfall and delivered my booty, and no more reason had I to remain there. But as my attacker still battled with the skeleton ship upon the seas, prideful eagerness began to take hold. With the skeleton crew's continued assault, I could join forces with them and bring vengeful wrath against my pursuer. The sea rose in waves as if it were breathing. My heart thundered in my chest as I brought my guns to bear. As I crossed my pursuer's line, I opened fire. There was no going back. Like dragons of the sea did our cannons spit fire at one another. We thread danced a twisted allemande, with the thunder of our guns like the drums keeping time. Such was the haze we made upon the sea. It was as if we had brought the cloudy heavens down around us. My hands shook with the energy of the fray, and with the strained focus twixt the cannons and repairs of my ship. So far had I been nimble, and felt confident in my opposition. But as I was coming about and repairing my vessel for another volley, I heard the footfall of another set of boots on my timbers, and the drop of my anchor. Drawing my sword, I surfaced from below deck to meet metal with the foe. Instead, before I could blink, I ate the lead he fed me. I blundered. I awoke in the Ferry of the Damned. Blast! What foolishness to not expect such a play! At this rate would my ship surely be sunk before I could leave this place. Such as it is. But I pondered, were I to re-enter the world of the living, close enough to where I battled these villains, I would return to try again. But I figured such chances were scarce. Aye, 'twas up to the fates now. Their choices alone would propel my next moves. The phantasmal door flung open, and I passed through, ready for whatever would come next. Opening my eyes, I was inside a tavern that seemed to look out from atop a cliff. That's right, ancient spire outpost. Sprinting to my ship and grabbing odd supplies along the way, I quickly set course towards Plunder Outpost. In earnest, I was much closer than I had expected. Were I fast enough, perhaps I'd be able to engage them again. My frustration did drive me, I will admit, as did my desire for success. And sure enough, there they were. But not nearly was I as even-keeled as before, and as we took up our fiery discourse again, I was blinded by my vengeful fury, and less care did I give to my ship and her wounds. And soon enough, I heard those heavy footsteps on my planks once more. As he let loose my anchor, I drew my flintlock to grate him. I was finally able to get a good eye on him. He was a stout fella, with a large dark brown beard, but not as big as mine, and I remember his blue coat and matching hat standing out against the staly sky. I fired a shot, but grazed only his shoulder as he closed distance betwixt us. With little time to reload, I tried drawing my sword, but to no avail. Once more did I succumb to this Blue Buccaneer. Again, I awoke on the ferry of the damned. By thunder, I was tired and frustrated. My ship undoubtedly was sunk again, but once more I decided, were I to reanimate on a nearby isle, I'd hunt down these sea dogs once more. But surely, such a thing wouldn't happen twice in a row. Any fool knows that. But surely, the fates had other plans. For there again was I upon ancient spire outpost. Frustration turned to focus, for my mission was now clear. Grabbing a few more supplies, I once again set course towards Plunder Outpost. And this time, though against my personal preferences, I decided to fight fire with fire. As I approached those battled waters, I spied their sloop at rest by Lost Gold Fort. My chest felt like a thunder of cannons, but my mind was a glassy lagoon, smooth and tempered. They soon spotted me and smartly quit their port, once more endeavouring to our common practice. As I passed my starboard, with likewise cannon shots to boot, I came about their stern, and as I crossed their line, I let loose the legends of iron and fire upon them. At the same moment, one might call it pity from the fates, or some, the wrath of vengeance manifested. Another cursed skeletal ship did split the sea and join the fray. They did unleash their hellfire upon my enemy, and scarce hope was for their ship. As I manned my cannons, a familiar noise parted my ear. Afar he rounded the top of the ladder. I was already in motion, and as he dropped my anchor, I brought to bear the blunderbuss I had prepared. But he was quick, already eyeing the sights of his gun as he turned round. I leapt towards my left as he fired. I was an inch from failure, but before he could reload, with a click of a trigger, I blew the man down like a hurricane. As he vanished in a wisp of grey and light, I turned back to the vessel I had so fervently fought, but by then 'twas already slipping beneath the night sea. The skeletal ship, too, had already returned from whence it came, and thus I was once more alone. I was exhausted, but I had indeed succeeded, and after collecting and stowing away the loot that had surfaced shortly thereafter, I set a course for Golden Sands Outpost. Of course, the fates had to temper my pride a little. So, in my discourse, I sailed right through a school of floating barrels, then onto a keg. But, fear not, I was able to patch my ship before it sunk, and cash out my booty for a fine bounty. But the fates need not worry, for I was indeed humbled. And there you have it, friend, a tale of endurance and success. Aye, much time has come to pass from thence, and many changes have made their turn. But curious, the points that I do still recall are those of adventure and lessons learned, not gold, nor grade, nor treasure haul. I thank you for your time, listening to an old soap the likes of me, prattling on like that. Alas, I must be off. There are ships to sink and skulls to stale. The say of faves does call me forth. Farewell, stranger, the wind be with you, and do not forget what an adventure is worth.